Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning, children. Good morning. Can somebody tell me how to prove that this triangle is a right triangle? We discussed this yesterday.
If the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the other two sides, the sum of other square.
Sangamita, try coming closer to the mic and talking. I don't know, but it's very low, your voice. A little louder, please. Yeah. If the
hypotenuse square is the
no,
sum.
we don't know. No, excuse me. Yeah, we don't know that it's a right triangle. So the term hypotenuse cannot be used.
The square of one side of the triangle.
The square of the, can I say longest side? Can we say the square of the longest side?
Yes.
Okay.
Longest side of the triangle is equal to the sum of other two sides square.
Okay. Then the triangle is a
right triangle.
very good. Perfect, Sangamitra. So since we don't know, as of now, we don't know that the sides form a right triangle. Though the triangle looks like a right triangle, you cannot assume it's a right triangle just because it looks like one. If it is a right triangle, it will be given to you in the question. The corner where it is right angled will be marked or will be mentioned in the question. But no, that is not given. So when you try to do this, it may not be a right triangle also. Not that it should be. We are just checking. If the square of the longest side, is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, then the angle opposite to that longest side is a right angle. If the square of the longest side is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, you'll have to find the sum of the squares of the other two sides. You'll have to find the sum. You'll have to add the squares of the other two sides. So if the square of the longest side in a triangle, if the square of the longest side is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, then the angle opposite to the longest side is a right angle, which means the triangle is a right triangle. So we also discussed that here the areas found using Heron's formula. You can also to use this, assign the the biggest value 122 to C. Let A be 22, B 120, and C 122. This is A, this is B, and this is C. C will always take the biggest value, the longest of the three sides. So find A square plus B square, then find C square. When A square plus, if A square plus B square is equal to C square, then the triangle is a right triangle. This is the result by the converse of Pythagoras theorem. By converse of Pythagoras theorem, the angle opposite of the longest side is a right angle if A square plus B square is equal to C square. So then once you prove it's a right triangle, you can find its area using the formula half base into height. Half base into height. Now we proved it's a right triangle. So which is the hypotenuse? Which is the hypotenuse? Now we proved it's a right triangle. So which is the hypotenuse? What's the length of the hypotenuse?
122 meters.
122 meters. So when we use the formula half base into height, what's the What's the length of the base and what's the length of the height? Which is regarded as the
120
base.
base, ma'am.
120,
22 has height.
122.
What will not come when we use this formula half base into height? What will not, which number will not be used? When we use the formula half base into height, there are three numbers. You will be taking one as the base and the other as the height. So which number is not used in area calculation?
122, ma'am.
120. 122. Because if you have to use 122, the altitude on 122 should be given to you. See, look at the figure here. Look at the figure here. When you take this as the base, this is the height. This is the height. When you regard, because now we proved the right triangle. So opposite to 122, this is the right angle. This is the longest side. And since a square plus b square is equal to c square, the angle opposite of the longest side, this one is a right angle. The angle opposite of the longest side, this side, is a right angle. This is a right angle. So this is a right triangle. You can find its area using the formula half base into height. Half into base 120. And the altitude corresponding to this base is 22. Or if you take 22 as the base, the altitude corresponding to 22 is this one, 120. If you regard this as the base, this is the corresponding altitude. The side itself is the altitude. If you regard this as the base, this side itself becomes, this is a side which is also the altitude on this side. But if you have to take 122 as the base, then you need the altitude from this vertex. From this vertex. If you take 122 as the base, then the altitude is from the opposite vertex here. You need the length of this line segment, which is the altitude. On the side 122 meters. Half base, if you take 122 as the base, you cannot take 120 or 22 as the height because the altitude always falls from the opposite vertex. Opposite vertex. So this is 122. Opposite vertex, this one. This is the vertex opposite to this side. So the altitude to that side should fall from the opposite vertex like this. This is the altitude on this side. This is the altitude on this side. So see, when you regard this as the base, the altitude should fall from the opposite vertex. This is the opposite vertex and this is the altitude from there. Or if you regard this as the base, 22 as the base, 22 as the base, this is the opposite vertex. And see, the altitude falls from the opposite vertex on 22. Okay, so for the information here, you cannot regard 122 as the base. For the information here, you cannot regard 122 as a base because we don't know the corresponding altitude. You have to take 120 as the base and 22 as the corresponding altitude, or 22 as the base and 120 as the corresponding altitude. Okay, so here find the area of a quadrilateral ABCD whose sides are 9 meters, 40 meters, 28 meters, and 15 meters respectively. Why respectively? Meaning AB is 9, BC is 40, CD is 28, and AD is 15. That is why respectively. Find the area of a quadrilateral ABCD whose sides are 9 meters, 40 meters, 28 meters, and 15 meters. Respectively. That means you should take it in the order. When you call the quadrilateral ABCD, AB is regarded as the first side, AB, then BC, then CD, and then AD. See, AB is regarded as the first side. AB is 9 meters. BC is 40 meters. CD is 28 meters. And AD or DA both represent the same side. AD or DA is 15 meters. So ABCD is a quadrilateral. You know all the four sides of the quadrilateral. And the angle between the first two sides is a right angle. The angle between the, so you should, the figure is not given to us, children. We need to read the question and make the figure ourselves. You need to draw a rough sketch in order to find the area of the quadrilateral. The question is to find the area of the quadrilateral. To find the area of the quadrilateral, we need to divide it into two triangles. We need to take up one of the two diagonals, divide the quadrilateral into two triangles, and find the area of both the triangles. Their sum will be the area of the quadrilateral. Now it's given that the angle between the first two sides is a right angle. I repeat, you need to read the question and the figure is not provided. You need to make the figure by yourself. Okay, so what is quadrilateral ABCD? Okay, important angle between the first two sides is a right angle. The angle between the first two sides, that is AB and BC. The angle between the first two sides, AB and BC. So which angle is the right angle, children? Visualize AB, BC. Just see it in your mind. AB, BC. Close your eyes and see that AB, BC. Then which is that right angle? Which is the angle which is a right angle?
Ma'am, triangle ABC, ma'am.
No, I'm not asking about a triangle, Shreyas. Which angle? Which angle is angle?
Angle B, ABC.
Ma'am, angle B.
Angle B. So Sangamita said angle ABC. Shreyas angle B. Then any other answer other than B? So yes, the sides AB. Yeah, tell me. The sides AB and BC. The angle which is common. The angle which is included between the angle which is included between the sides AB and BC is angle B. So you should draw a quadrilateral in which the sides AB and BC are perpendicular to each other. The angle between the first two sides, AB and BC are the first two sides. AB and BC, the angle between them is a right angle. That means angle B is 90. So if you draw AB like this, BC should go upright like this. AB, then BC should be upright like this, because AB and BC angle is not, the angle included between the two sides is a right angle. The figure? You don't have to draw such a tall one. Now, as of now, don't see the diagonal AC. That we later connect in order to divide the quadrilateral into two triangles. So now, we are given that AB is 9 centimeters. The angle between AB and BC, see here AB and BC, AB, BC. I told you don't have to draw such a tall one. AB and BC is a right angle. So see here, the two sides are perpendicular to each other. So this is 90. AB and BC, the angle included between these two sides is the right angle. Okay, AB, then how do you complete it? So this is the only thing. Then you can complete the quadrilateral as you wish. The other angles are not known. So you should be careful that, you know, the sides AB and BC must be at right angles to one another. When you draw the figure, you must not mark A here and C here. If you call this as angle B, you're wrong, because this is an obtuse angle. This is an obtuse angle. Angle B should look like a right angle. So see it A, B, then complete the quadrilateral as you wish. So here you can see it proportionately, because AB is 9, BC is 40, BC is 40. Then CD is 28. and AD is 15. I told you you'll have to take the sides in order. AB is 9. BC is 40. AB and BC include a right angle. Then CD is 28. AD is 15. Now we join AC. We join AC. So this is the right angle. We join AC. Why do we join AC? Because if you join BD, you will be disturbing the right angle. When you have a right angle, don't disturb the right angle. Don't join BD. Do not join BD. If you join BD, you will disturb the right angle. Yes or no, children? This is 90 degrees. When you join the diagonal BD, you will disturb the 90 degrees. Don't disturb the right angle. So join AC. Now you have divided the quadrilateral into two triangles. Now you have divided the quadrilateral into two triangles. You have divided the quadrilateral into two triangles. This is the right triangle. This is the right triangle. This is a scalene triangle. This is a right triangle. Now tell me, how will you find the area of the quadrilateral? Area of the quadrilateral is area of this triangle plus the area of this triangle. How do we find the area of this triangle? How do we find the area of this triangle? Children, this one, please tell me, do we understand that we should not join BD? Just a minute. Do we understand that we should not join BD?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because then if you join BD, no triangle will be a right triangle. If you join BD, you're disturbing that 90 degrees. Through that 90 degrees, you're drawing a line segment. You're connecting the diagonal. Don't disturb. So join the other diagonal. Don't join BD, join the other diagonal AC. Yeah, how do we find the area of triangle ABC?
And Pythagoras theorem.
Yeah, Pythagoras theorem. Huh?
Ma'am, hypotenuse equal to base plus height.
Children, relax. I just want you to tell me how to find the area of triangle ABC.
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
Base
I
into
thought
height,
the
ma'am.
AC.
Ahead. No, see, maybe we have to use Pythagoras theorem later. But now my question is, how do we find the area of triangle ABC?
Half into base into height, ma'am.
Half into base into height. Correct. Which is the base?
9 meters.
9
meter.
meters, ma'am.
Height?
40 meters, ma'am.
40. So
40
half
meter.
into 40 will give you the area of the triangle ABC. Next, how do we find the area of triangle ADC? You don't know any altitude there. You cannot say, see children, you cannot say half base into height and take the base as 15 and height as 28. That you cannot do because they're not at right angles to each other. They're not at right angles. You cannot take 15 as the base and 28 as the height. That happens only if it's a right angle here, like in this case. Yes, how do we find the area of triangle ADC?
Half into base into height, ma'am.
ADC.
ADC, ma'am.
No, this triangle.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, how do we find the area?
Using Heron's formula, ma'am.
Ma'am, root S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C.
Heron's formula, ma'am.
No, but we don't have all the three sides, no. How can we use Heron's formula? We know only two sides. We know AD is 15 and CD is 28. We don't know AC. How will you use
Ma'am, we have to find the AC, ma'am. First, by using ABC, the triangle, ma'am, we have to find a side, ma'am.
Using triangle ABC.
First, we have to find the ABC, the side, ma'am, so that we can find the AC, ma'am, using Pythagoras theorem in the ABC.
Okay, so we have to take up the triangle ABC and apply Pythagoras theorem there to find the length of AC.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, once you get the length of AC using Pythagoras theorem, then in triangle ADC, we know all the three sides. Apply Heron's formula and find its area. Now, area of this triangle, area of this triangle plus the area of this triangle is equal to the area of the quadrilateral. So we find AC because to find the area of this triangle, we need the length of AC. We find AC because to find the area of this triangle, we need AC. To find the area of triangle ABC, we have the information. Base is 9, height is 40. We find AC using Pythagoras theorem in order to find the area of this triangle. For this, we need the length of AC. And children, you cannot use Pythagoras theorem. And now don't think, why don't we take up triangle ADC? Why don't we take up triangle ADC? This triangle. Apply Pythagoras theorem here and find AC. Why should we take up this triangle? Answer this question. Why should you use Pythagoras theorem in ABC? Why not in this triangle?
Because ABC is a right angle triangle, ma'am.
The other one, ADC? It's not a right triangle.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, so you cannot apply Pythagoras theorem in any triangle. You can apply Pythagoras theorem only in a right triangle. So you know that this is a right triangle. See, children, to find the area of this triangle, we have the information. We know the base is 9 and the height is 40. Then why should we find AC? We find AC because we need to find the area of this triangle. To find the area of this triangle, we need to know all the three sides. We don't know AC. So we find AC. And how do we find AC? By using Pythagoras theorem in this right triangle. Okay. Go to the answer. And Heron's formula, I told you, children, just break down like we have 42 here. This can be written as 14 into 3. 42 can be written as 14 into 3. Now you have two 14s. You have two 14s. This is 14 into 3. Now we have two 14s and 27 here we have. So in all, this is 3 cubed and this is 3 here. So 3 to the power 4. 14 into 14 into this is 3 cubed and this is 3. So 3 to the power 4. So 114 out, and from 3 to the power 4, 3 square comes out of the square root. The area of the quadrilateral is area of this triangle 180 meters square plus the area of this triangle, which is 126 meters square. So total area. The area of the quadrilateral is 306 meters square. All right, children, any questions here in this answer?
No doubt, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
All right, let's see the next one. take a picture, children. This looks simple. You can do it yourself. Let's see the answer. So you have to make this figure with the given information. So this is any quadrilateral. This is any quadrilateral. The figure looks big here. That's it. This is any quadrilateral ABCD. See here, AB is given. AB is 7. So see here, children. AB is 7. BC is 6. CD is 12. DA is 15. And AC is given to be 9. That is why they have connected AC. You will have, all of you will have different figures. Your figures will not look identical. It's not that you should draw it exactly like this. It's just a rough figure. Your figure may look different. In fact, will look different. You cannot draw exactly this. Simply draw a quadrilateral and mark these details. The shape of your quadrilateral will not affect the answer. Just that if it's a right angle, you must make sure that the sides look perpendicular to each other. Only then you will get the feeling of a right triangle. Only then you will get a feeling of a right triangle. See, simply draw a quadrilateral. Simply draw a quadrilateral and fill. See, even if you draw a square, and fill the details, you can get the answer. But just that, don't take the corners as right angles. I'm like telling you, you just have to fill these details in a quadrilateral and connect the diagonal AC. The shape, how your quadrilateral looks doesn't matter to get the correct answer. Just that when it's a right triangle, it should be given. Just because your figure looks, in your figure, some part looks like a right triangle, you cannot treat it as a right triangle. Make sure that only if you know an angle of a triangle is a right angle, only then it's a right triangle. Yeah, so here, children, all the four sides, the lengths of all the four sides and one diagonal is given to you. AB, BC, CD, DA, and AC. So after taking up the quadrilateral ABCD and marking the length of the four sides, you are forced to connect AC because they have given AC is 9. So you have to connect AC and mark it as 9. So you see, we have two triangles now. Find the area of this triangle, find the area of this triangle using Heron's formula, add to get the area of the quadrilateral. Take a picture, children. Take a picture, complete it later.
Took, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now here this root 110, this value will be provided to you in the question. The value will be provided to you in the question. The value of root of 110. So I just use a calculator and put this value. But the value of 110 will be given in the question. If it is not given, supposing it's not given, then take it as 2 root 110. 2 root 110. And here in the final answer, it will be 2 root 110 plus 54. Leave it like that. 2 root 110 plus 54. Let's see the next one. So a rhombus shaped field has green grass for 18 cows to graze. A rhombus shaped field has green grass for 18 cows to graze. If each side of the rhombus is 30 meters, so each side of the rhombus is 30 meters is given to us. And its longer diagonal is 48 meters. See, the longer diagonal is 48 meters. The longer diagonal is 48 meters. How much area of grass field will each cow be grazing? How much area of grass field will each cow be grazing? Okay, so this field is in the shape of a rhombus. The length of the diagonal is given to you to help you to find the area of the two triangles. We know in a rhombus all the sides are equal, so 30 everywhere. The length of the diagonal is given 48. Okay. Now the question is, there are 18 cows grazing on this field. What is the area of grass each cow will get? What is the area of grass each cow will get is the question. So find the area of the rhombus. How? Find the area of one triangle, multiply by 2, because see the parameters 30, 30, 48, same thing, 30, 30, 48. You will get the same area. For this triangle, when you try to find the area, the sides are 30, 30 and 40, 48. Now for this triangle, 30, 30, 48, the parameters are the same. So you will get the same area. So you don't have to repeat the calculation. So find area of triangle ABC using Heron's formula. The same will be the area of the other triangle ADC. Find one using Heron's formula. So ABC using Heron's formula. The other one is, the area of the other one will be exactly as this one. So the area of the rhombus, you can see it here, area of the rhombus, and yeah, the area of grass for each cow will be the total area by 18. Here I'm telling you again, children, I don't want anyone to say that this part is difficult. You can write 54 as, somebody break down 54 completely into its, express 54 as a product of its prime factors. Break down completely 54.
Ma'am, 3 into 3 into 3 into 2, ma'am.
2.
Yeah. 3 into 3 into 3 into 2. Write that. So if you're not comfortable with this one, with the way I do here, completely factorize. 54 is equal to 3 into 3 into 3 into 2, or 2 into 3 into 3 into 3. What is 24?
Ma'am, 3 into 2 into 2
2 into 2.
into 2, ma'am.
Yeah. 3 2s and 1 3. 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. So like that for every number I'm saying. See, you shouldn't, sensibly we should not disturb 24 and 24 actually, because there are two 24s. No, so one of it will come out. Why simply write them as its factors? So two 24s, one of them will come out. So our concern is only about 54 and 6. So 54, you all said 3 into 3 into 3 into 2, and this is 3 into 2. Yeah. Like that. So it's a rhombus. Children, it's a rhombus. All the sides are equal. Even if it is given, like one side of the rhombus is 30 meters. One side, here it is given clearly if each side of the rhombus is 30 meters. Supposing if one side of the rhombus is 30 meters. If one side is 30 meters in a rhombus, we know all the sides are equal. So when one side is 30 meters, the other sides are also 30 meters. The length of the diagonal given. So we have two triangles with the same parameters, 30, 30, 48. So find the area of one triangle using Heron's formula, double it to get the area of the rhombus. Divide by 18 to get the share for each cow, share of grass for each cow. Now, the question for the class is, find the length of the diagonal BD. Find the length of the diagonal BD.
Do we want to do this, ma'am?
Sorry?
Do we want to do, ma'am?
Yeah. Please work this. You must have a rough book with you because we are not working every sum in the class. We're just trying to understand them. Now, in your rough book, draw this figure and tell me the length of the diagonal BD. Because if you know the length of BD, what is the formula you can use to find the area of the rhombus straight away? We know two formulae to find the area of a rhombus. What are they? Yes, what's the formula here? You see, to find the area of a rhombus?
Half into diagonal 1 into diagonal 2.
Yeah, half product of diagonals. Half product of diagonals. D1 into D2 is the product of diagonals. A rhombus is a parallelogram. How do you find the area of a parallelogram? How do we find the area of a parallelogram?
Base into height, ma'am.
Base into height. If the base is the side, if the height of the rhombus is given, if the height of the rhombus is given, if the height is the distance between the parallel sides. Height is the distance between the parallel sides. If so, now you know in this question we know the base is 30. The side of the rhombus is 30 meters. If you know this distance, between the parallel sides, if you know this, that's the height. So then you can use the formula base into height. Area is equal to base into height. Height always falls from the opposite vertex to the base. This is the height, or here in this case, yeah, let me show you here. Now, when you consider the side AB, the altitude, this is a rhombus. The altitude to this side falls from the opposite vertex. In this case, altitude is nothing but the distance between the two parallel sides. Altitude is nothing but the distance between the two parallel sides. The parallel sides are AB and BC. Sorry, AB and CD. Now this is the base. Altitude will fall from D. It can also fall from C because to the side AB, both are opposite. C and D both are opposite vertices. So if you talk about the altitude from D, it will be like this. Perpendicular from D, it will be like this. It will meet AB at right angle. Or it can also fall from C. So when you drop a perpendicular from C, it's falling outside the rhombus. So it will meet AB produced. It will meet AB produced. The altitude can also lie outside the figure. Now, when we talk about the altitude from the vertex C, see here, altitude is a perpendicular. So it has to fall straight down like this. Straight down like this. Altitude. So it's not going to meet AB at all. So it will meet AB produced somewhere here. This altitude, the length of this altitude will be the same as the length of this altitude. because it's nothing but the distance between the two parallel sides. Altitudes are nothing but the distance between the two parallel sides, and we know that the distance between two parallel sides is the same everywhere. If two sides are parallel, the perpendicular distance between them is the same everywhere. Now, when you take the opposite edges of a table, the perpendicular distance between the opposite edges will be equal. If you measure the distance using a measuring tape, the perpendicular distance, it will be the same. Everywhere it will be the same. The distance between the opposite edges of a table will be the same anywhere in the table. Perpendicular distance it is. You cannot keep the measuring tape like in the form of a diagonal kind of and measure. That will be different. Distance in maths is always perpendicular distance. So the altitude from D will fall on AB like this. But the altitude from C will fall on AB produced. But the altitude from D, the length of the altitude from D will be the same as the length of the altitude from C. Both are the altitudes to the side AB. From D, what falls on AB is the altitude. From C, what falls on AB produces also the altitude. They'll be the same. So area of the rhombus can be found using the formula base into height. Base AB into height if given this height. Like in the case of a parallelogram. Base into height like in the case of a parallelogram. Base into height. The height can fall on the side or on the side produced from the opposite vertex. The other formula to find the area for rhombus is half product of diagonals. Half D1, D2. Do we know that in a rhombus, the diagonals bisect each other at right angles? Understanding quadrilaterals last year. The diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at right angles. So this angle is a right angle. This one is a right angle. This angle is a right angle. Everywhere it's a right angle. This is a right angle. This is a right angle. So each of these is a right triangle. This 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 is a right triangle. The property is the diagonals of a rhombus, they're not equal. In a rhombus, the diagonals are not equal. If they're equal, it's a square. Similarly, in the parallelogram, diagonals are not equal. If the diagonals are equal, it's a rectangle. In both a parallelogram and a rhombus, the diagonals are unequal. If the diagonals of a parallelogram are equal, it's a rectangle. If the diagonals of a rhombus are equal, it's a square. The rhombus is a square. In a parallelogram, diagonals are unequal. In a rhombus, diagonals are unequal. If they're equal, why should we find the other diagonal? Half D1, D2, both D1, D2 will have the same measure, right? So the property is, yes.
Ma'am, I have found the answer of the diagonal, ma'am.
1 second, Kanishka, just a minute, please. Let me just finish this and I'll ask you. So now
okay,
these four triangles are right triangles. This is a right triangle. 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 Why are the 4 right triangles? Because the property is the diagonals they meet at right angles. The diagonals meet at right angles. They meet at right angles. And they bisect each other. That means they cut each other equally. They divide each other equally. That means the length of this piece is equal to the length of this piece. The length of this piece is equal to the length of this piece. See, from here to here, this length is equal to this length. And this length is equal to this length. Each diagonal is cut into 2 equal pieces. Each diagonal is cut into 2 equal pieces. If it is 10, it is 5 and 5. If it's 14, 7 and 7. Now with these properties, we should be able to find the length of the other diagonal. So what will happen if you join BD? What happens when you join BD? When you join BD, let's say we join BD and it intersects AC at O. Visualize that, children. Visualize that. 1 second, just a second. Yeah, so children visualize. Join BD, join BD, join BD, join BD, join BD. Yes, join. Join BD so that it intersects AC at O. So what is the name of the triangle you see here, children? What's the name of the triangle you see here? Like this. What's the name of this triangle?
DOC.
DOC. DOC. DOC. What's the measure of angle? What is which angle? Name the angle which is the right angle in this triangle. Name the triangle. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to raise. Sorry, let me go slowly. Let me say slowly. Yeah. So in triangle DOC, which is the angle which is the right angle?
Oh, ma'am.
Angle O, ma'am.
Use 3 letters and tell me. Like say angle ABC, angle BCD.
Angle DOC, ma'am.
Angle DOC. Angle DOC is equal to 90 degrees. Why?
Ma'am, the diagonal bisects each other equally, so ma'am.
Yeah, because it's a property of a rhombus. Diagonals bisect at right angles. That is by the property of a rhombus, the diagonals bisect at right angles. Correct, Shreyas, at right angles. So children, when you join BD, say it intersects AC at O. Now we have 4 triangles, right? Name the 4 triangles, children. Name all the 4 triangles. Name all the 4 triangles.
Triangle AO, triangle DOC, and triangle COB, and triangle BOA, ma'am.
One more. Come again.
Ma'am, triangle AOD, triangle DOC, triangle COB, and triangle BOA, ma'am.
No, I think you should say AOB. Okay. Triangle AOB. So here you will have triangle AOB. Here you will have triangle BOC. Here you will have triangle COD. And here you will have triangle AOD. All the 4 triangles will be a right triangle. Because the diagonals, they meet at right angles. If you draw the figure in your book, you can make out every angle in the 4 triangles, every angle here is a right angle. the right angle, all everywhere here. Around this point O, you will have 4 angles. You should have drawn the figure in your book. Around the point O, you will have 4 angles. Each of the 4 angles is equal to 90 degrees. The 4 triangles are right triangles. What is the other property of a rhombus? The diagonals bisect each other. So when AC is 48 meters, what is the length of AO and CO? AC is 48. Then how much is AO? How much is CO?
Ma'am, 24.
ma'am.
Yeah, because that's again a property. That's the property of a rhombus. In a rhombus, the diagonals bisect, they cut each other equally at right angles. So we have 4 right triangles, and also by the property again AC, the midpoint of AC is O, AO 24, CO 24. Now take up any one right triangle, children. Take up any one right triangle. Choose a right triangle. Okay, let me choose AOB. Say AOB. In the triangle AOB, tell me the sides length of the tell me the lengths of the sides you know. Do you know AO?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, A is 24.
24. Do you know how much is AB? AB?
30, ma'am.
Ma'am, 30, ma'am.
30,
What
ma'am.
about BO?
Ma'am, it is 15, ma'am.
How do you know BO is 15? Huh? Did you find now? Children, how do we know BO? Is BO given to us, children?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
See, it's like it's like we are discussing Ramayana and suddenly you're asking a question from Mahabharata. How do we know? BO, we don't know. So now I have to come again to give you that. To give you that feel, I have to come again. Now the triangle is AOB. The triangle is AOB. It's a right triangle in which AB is 30 meters. AO is 24 meters. BO we do not know. Find all of you. Find BO using Pythagoras theorem.
Ma'am, BO is equal to 9, ma'am.
How do you find, Kanishka?
Ma'am, before itself I find the diagonal, ma'am.
No, Kanishka.
BD is 18, ma'am.
Okay, before only. How did you find?
Ma'am, I found it because we know the area of that right angle triangle of ABC, ma'am.
No, I don't want you to do it like that. That I would have told you. We are working this without any other preparation.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, correct. With the help of with the help of the area of the triangle ABC, you found out. No, we are doing this independently, without the support of any other answer.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, now find, children, all of you find using Pythagoras theorem, find the length of BO.
Ma'am, it's BO 18.
BO is
18.
18.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is it 900 minus 576?
Yes, ma'am.
So which is 324, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the square root of 324, which is 18. Correct. Correct, Sangamitra. Good. Now, how much will be now what is the length of BD? BO is 18. Then what will be BD?
36, ma'am.
Ma'am,
36.
36, ma'am.
36. So then looks like Kanishka, you didn't calculate correctly using the area. Now children, I'm saying so like this, you can find the length of BD, which is 36, and find the, now all of you find the area of the rhombus. Find the area of the rhombus using the formula half D1, D2. D1 is 48, D2 is 36. See if you're getting the same answer, 864.
Yes, ma'am, the same.
Same answer, yes. So this is independent of calculating the area of the triangle. So I'm saying, okay, let me just wait for some time and like just, like clear up and without any confusion, let's do it again. What you see on the screen is one method. The one which we discussed now is completely different. Not using the answer here on the screen. This is one way of finding the area of the rhombus. That is finding the area of one triangle. The area of the other triangle will be the same as this triangle because it has the same sides 30, 30 and 48. Then the area of this triangle plus the area of this triangle will be the area of the rhombus. And since 18 cows have to share the grass here, each cow's share will be the total area divided by 18, which is 48 meters square. We're done with this. This is over. Now suddenly we feel there is another formula to find the area of a rhombus. Half D1, D2. You want to use that. This is over. You want to use half D1, D2. But you know D1 is 48. You don't know D2. So you want to find D2 and use this formula. That is what we just discussed. For which you have to connect BD. Let BD intersect AC at O. The four triangles are right triangles. You can take up any one of the four triangles. So since now, if you say you take up this triangle, if you take up this triangle, you know that this is 90 degrees. You know that this is 90. So opposite side is the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse. So the four sides will act as the hypotenuse. See, this is the right angle. So this is the hypotenuse. Or if you take this triangle here, this will be the hypotenuse. So this is the hypotenuse. $30 will be the hypotenuse. Then you'll have 24 for the other side. And you have to find, if you're taking this triangle, DO. DO square plus 24 square is equal to 30 square. And that will give you DO is equal to 18. Double DO to find BD. 36 and half 48 into 36 will give us the area of the rhombus. Yes, I've done my part. Now you have to ask me questions if it is not clear. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so when you're practicing the sum at home, make sure you do it in both the methods. See, before an exam, when you have a test or exam for when you have a test or an exam in which the portions are very limited, say some 2 to 3 chapters, then maybe you have time to revise everything in detail. But for a main exam, which has about half the syllabus, you will not have time to go through each and every sum. You must be doing it on a regular basis. You will not have time to go through, revise each and every sum. So that you should do when you have time now like this. Now, when you're trying to complete your tuition classwork, make sure you work it in both the methods. Leave the rest to your brain. That will take care. It will remember for you. You just do the practice. The brain will take care of the rest. It will register that and produce it for you during your exam. You should just trust your brain. You cannot forget. If you do it with lot of interest, the more interest you show, the better you can remember. So connect with the answer when you're working it. Connect with the answer. Try to understand every part of what you're working. That way you can recall it during an exam even if you have not revised it. Yeah, so I want all of you to work it in the other method also by finding the length of the diagonal BD and using the formula half D1 D2. Complete this by yourself, children. Homework. Yeah, now find AC, children. You can, from this figure, my question is different. From the figure ABCD, find AC.
AC is equal to 120 meter.
AC is how much?
120, ma'am.
120, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Read your working. Read out your working. Let's see what you worked. Let me hear what you worked.
Actually, I used that area of the ABCD and I got the answer, ma'am.
No, I want Pythagoras theorem.
Okay, ma'am.
Uh, 120.
120. AC is 120, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can I hear the steps from you?
Yes, ma'am.
Just the numbers.
The triangle A. Yes, ma'am. AB will be 100, so DO is 80.
Okay.
So 100 square is equal to 80 square
Sorry,
plus A
no,
square.
one second, Sangamitra, which is the triangle you took up? You said I didn't hear that clearly.
AOB, ma'am.
AOB. Okay. In AOB, AB is 100, OB is 80, and you'll have to find which one?
AO.
Okay, AO. Yeah, right. Yeah, continue.
Yes, ma'am. 100 square is equal to 80 square plus AO square. So it will be 10,000 minus 6,400.
6,000. 10,000 minus 6,000.
3,000 is
Yeah.
400. So 3,600 root will be 60. So
60.
AO is 60 and AC will be 120.
Very good. Very good, Sangamitra. Thank you. All right, children. So this is similar to the earlier one. So this is a design. This is a flower-like design. This is a flower-like design. So see here, a floral design, a flower-like design. A flower-like design, a floral, don't mind the spelling, children. DE, it is DESIGN, okay. So a floral design, a flower-like design on the floor is made up of 16 tiles. Are there 16 tiles here? Made up of 16 tiles which are triangular. Can you count 16 tiles, children? How many
Ma'am,
tiles?
actually it has been split into half, ma'am.
Yes, 16 tiles.
But how many tiles can you see?
Ma'am, 8 tiles, ma'am.
8 tiles, ma'am.
8, ma'am.
Okay, that means you can see 8 tiles you're saying. Actually, it's like this. The tiles are triangular. This is one tile. This is another tile. They're stuck to, they're placed like that. They're placed like that. This is one tile. This is one tile. This is another. Each tile is triangular. The tiles are triangular. See here. This is one triangle. See here. One side, second side, third side. This is a triangle. This is a triangular tile. This is another triangular tile similar to this. They are placed like this. They are placed like this to form a petal of a flower. The two triangular tiles are placed like this to form or to look like the petal of a flower. A floral design, flower-like design. I hope we understand. So the number of tiles, 1, 2, each petal has 2 triangular tiles in it. Okay, this is your work this now, children. Children, I said work this answer. I'm waiting for you. Once you find the area of one tile, let me know. Once you find the area of one tile, please let me know. Who can tell me the various steps involved? Like first, what do we need to find? Next, what? Next, what? Just explain the different steps. What do we need to first find?
Ma'am, the area of the tile.
Area of
Tile, ma'am.
one tile,
Tile.
one triangular tile.
One
Yeah,
tile.
area of one triangular tile. After that, after computing the area of one triangular tile, next.
Ma'am, then we have to find the area of 16 tiles, ma'am. 16 triangular tiles.
But you will have to do what? How will you find the area
Into
of 16?
16, ma'am.
Multiply the answer by
Ma'am,
16.
Multiply it by 16.
Area into 16, ma'am.
Okay, so area of one triangular tile into 16 will give us the area of 16 tiles. And what is this area of 16 tiles? It is the area of the 16 tiles make the area of
Polishing the tile.
Ma'am, the total.
The
No.
total
Yeah, what is it? Use the
total
word
area, ma'am.
area of what?
Ma'am, total flower design.
Total area that need.
Yeah, correct. The total, it's the area of the floral design. The area of the floral design. See, first you will find the area of one triangle. Area of one triangle or one triangular tile. Then multiplied by 16, you will get the area of 16 tiles, 16 triangular tiles. The area of the 16 triangular tiles is nothing but the area of the floral design. That's what I wanted. Area of the 16 tiles is equal to the area of the floral design. After that, once you have the area of the floral design, what will you do?
Ma'am, for 1 centimeter square, it's 50 paise, ma'am. Then area of the total tiles into is 50 paise.
50 paise. When you multiply by 50, the answer will be in rupees or paise?
Ma'am, in paise, ma'am. Then we have to convert into by 100 and convert it to rupees, ma'am.
Yeah, correct. Please complete the answer, children. You're right.
Ma'am, I got 36 root 3, ma'am. For 1.
36. Yeah, how much? 36?
Root 3, ma'am.
Root 3. 36 root 3.
I got 36 root 6, ma'am.
36 root 6. Yeah, we must check that answer so that you can proceed. Has anyone else completed till there?
We also got 36 root 6, ma'am.
36 root 6 you got. 36.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then that should be right. Yeah. Somebody said 36 root 3. Please check your mistake. So here again, children. Yeah.
The area of 16 tiles is 540 root 6, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I have not computed it because I just used it like that for total cost. All right. So 36 root 6, and children, you will be given the value of root 6. In the question, the value of root 6 will be given to you. Apply that, and the area of one tile is 88.2. See, if you have to find only the area of the design, you can leave the answer. You can, if the value is, okay, let me put it like this. If the value of root 6 is not provided in the question, you can just continue with root 6. You don't have to find its value. Leave your answer as root 6 in root 6. I have found the decimal value, though it's not given in the question. I've just used the decimal value and computed what the value of 36 root 6 is into 16 to get the value of to get the area of the design. You don't have to multiply this. See, the question is to find the cost of polishing the design. The question is to find the cost of polishing the design. You don't have to multiply this. Maybe I didn't multiply because 16 into 88.2, then we'll have to multiply by half. So 2 1s are 2, 8s are 16. We can cancel it. It's okay. You can leave this like this. The cost of polishing, I've taken half because I'm finding the answer directly in rupees. 50 paise divided by 100. 50 by 100, 1 by 2. 50 by 100, 1 by 2. All right. Maybe you can try this yourself, children. Take a picture of the answer. You can see the question and the answer. Please take a picture.
Took, ma'am.
Yeah. Complete this.
Took, ma'am.
All right.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yes.
should we use root 6 value, ma'am?
You may leave it at 200 root 6.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. A kite is in the shape of a square. A kite is in the shape of a square with diagonal 32 centimeters and an isosceles triangle of base 8 centimeters and side 6 centimeters. Okay, each is to be made of 3 different shades as shown in the figure. The figures here. Okay, so a kite is the shape of a square with diagonal 32. Diagonal is 32. This doesn't look like a square, but okay, the kite, this is a square. This one is a square.
Ma'am, if we tilt a light, it looks like a square.
No, but the corners are not right angles, no? See, these angles, they don't look like right angles.
Yes, ma'am, the corners are not right angles.
Yeah, it looks like a rhombus. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so this is a square, children. ABCD. ABCD is a square, and this is a triangle, an isosceles triangle. Okay, this entire thing is the kite. This entire thing is the kite. A, B, C, D is a square. Diagonal BD, AC 32 centimeters. In a square, diagonals are equal. In a square and in a rectangle, diagonals are equal. Diagonals are equal in a square and in a rectangle. Diagonals are equal. So if you know one diagonal, the same is the length of the other diagonal. And what else is given? Below, this one is an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle. Base is 8 centimeters and the equal side 6 centimeters. What is the question? So so 3 different shades of paper has been used to make the kite. 3 different shades of paper has been used to make the kite. We need to find how much paper of each shade has been used in it. Okay, so here you're not able to make out the shades. So it looks like ABC. The color used to make this portion ABC is different from the color used to make this portion ACD is different from the color used to make this portion DEF. So these 3 are the 3 different shades, 1, 2, and 3. How much paper of each shade has been used in it? How much paper of each shade has been used in it? So you should not find the total area of the kite. Don't find the total area of the kite. That's not asked. How much paper of shade, say supposing I call the shade A. So how much of shade A has been used? How much of shade B has been used? How much of shade C has been used? That means you must find the area of region 1, region 2, and region 3. Region 1, region 2, region 3 separately. Okay. Now the area of region 1, one is a triangle. Area of region 1 is a triangle. What's the base of the triangle?
32, ma'am.
32. What's the height?
32, ma'am.
32. Half into 32 into 32. You can do that. Half into 32. See, when you look at region 1, this one is region 1. Region 1 is a triangle. Region 1 is a triangle whose base is 32. Altitude 16. Because the diagonals again bisect each other. It will be 16 from here to here. BO is 16, DO is 16, AO is 16, CO is 16. Okay, so half base into height, half 32 into 16. Directly will give you the answer of region 1. What about region 2? Region 2 is also a triangle, ADC. ADC, triangle ADC. Yeah, tell me children, what's the base? What's the length of the base?
32, ma'am.
Altitude?
32. 16, ma'am.
16. Don't, just because this is marked 32, this is not 32. 32 is from here, this full thing is 32. The length of the diagonal is 32. The length of the diagonal is 32. So from here to here is only 16. So half base 32 into 16 is area of this triangle. What about the area of this isosceles triangle? You need to find it using Heron's formula. Find the area of this triangle using Heron's formula. So here, what you see, region 1, they have taken it as two right triangles. Two right triangles. So what's the area of this right triangle? Base 16 into height 32. Base 6, not height 32, base 16 into height 16. So double that area. See here. Can you see here? Half base into height. Can you see that? Half base into height. This triangle alone, area of the triangle BOC alone. Base is 16, height is 16. Find the area of this one triangle and double it to get the area of this whole triangle. That's what you see here. 2 into half base into height. That is, find half base into height and double it. You can do it like this or like the way we discussed. So take the entire triangle, base is 32, height is 16. I'm just pausing so that you get to read the question, understand, the procedure here, so that you can ask me your doubts. You don't have to find the total area of the kite. You have to find the area of the three regions separately, because a particular shade is used for region 1, a particular shade for region 2, and a particular shade for region 3. So find the area separately and leave it. Don't add and find the total area. How much paper of each shade has been used for it?
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, can we find for, instead of region 1, can we using triangle BCD?
BCD, tell me.
BCD and ABD, ma'am. Triangles.
No, actually, you're saying that maybe those two regions are used in different colors, right?
Yes, ma'am.
No, actually, here it is not visible. The colors will be distinct. When you see the in the question paper or maybe in the textbook, the colors will be different. So it is ABC, which is in a different color, and ADC in a different color.
Okay, ma'am. But if that BCD is in different color.
Yeah, then you have to take the way you say. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Then if BCD and ABD are in different colors, you'll have to find the areas of those regions.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So to find the area of triangle ABC, you can use the base AC half into half into base AC into height BO. So half into 32 into 16 will give you the area straight away. Or you can find the area of this triangle. You can find the area of this triangle. Half into 16 into 16. And double it. See here, half into 16 into 16, double it to get the area of this full triangle. Okay, so here the figure is given to us. ABCD is a field in the form of a quadrilateral whose sides are indicated in the figure. So the figure is given and the sides are all marked in the figure. The figure is given to us, the sides are marked in the figure. Angle DAB is 90. DAB, this DAB is 90, this is 90, which means this is a right triangle. This one is a right triangle. This one is a right triangle. This one is not a right triangle. This one is a right triangle. Yes, we have done a similar one earlier. You can find the area of the right triangle using half base into height. Then the other triangle using Heron's formula. But to use Heron's formula in this triangle, we need to know the length of the side DB. So that we find using Pythagoras theorem in this right triangle. That's why we find DB. Okay, we'll do this and wind up the session. So see here, children, a field is in the shape of a trapezium whose parallel sides are 25 meters and 10 meters. A field is in the shape of a trapezium. So see here, see the trapezium here. A, B, C, D is a trapezium. A, B, C, D is a trapezium. You know, in a trapezium, we find one pair of parallel sides. So CD is parallel to AB. Sides are 10 and 25. Make sure you mark the smaller side. See here, it's a trapezium whose parallel sides are 25 and 10. So draw a trapezium, mark it. You can mark ABCD however you want. You can even call it PQRS. So it's marked ABCD like this, with the parallel sides being 25 and 10. Parallel sides 25 and 10. So the longer side is 25, the shorter side is 10. See, this one is, these are not the parallel sides. This one and this one, these are not the parallel sides. They are the non-parallel sides. They are the non-parallel sides. These are not the parallel sides, they are the non-parallel sides. So these sides are 25 and 10. 25 and 10. 25 and 10. The non-parallel sides are 14 and 13. 13 and 14. You can mark 13 here and 14 here. That also is fine. It's marked 13 and 14 like this. You can also write 13 here and 14 here. Find the area of the field. Now, children, what we're going to do is, with the help of a construction, because can you recall the formula to find the area for trapezium? Half sum of parallel sides into distance between them.
Yes, ma'am.
Class, use the emoji. Raise your hands. Okay. Tarun, Nikita, Sangamitra, Pranav, Ananya, Pratiksha, Arav, Shreyas, Shivani, Kanishka, Vasudevan, and Hitesh. Deepika informed me that she's not joining us today. Okay. All right, children. Thank you. Yeah. So now these dotted lines we have not still discussed. So don't look at them now. As of now, we have a trapezium ABCD, trapezium ABCD. We have marked off the parallel sides as 25 meters and 10 meters, and the non-parallel sides 13 and 14. I said you can also mark 13 out, sorry, 14 here and 13 here. The formula to find the area of a trapezium is half sum of the parallel sides, that is AB plus CD, into distance between the parallel sides, which is constructed CL. Half sum of the parallel sides into distance between them. Half into sum of the parallel sides, that is AB plus CD, into distance between them, CL. Okay. So we do not know the distance. So to use the form, we have to find the area of the field, that is the area of the trapezium. Now to find the area of the trapezium, the formula is half into sum of the parallel sides, AB, which is 25, plus CD, 10, into distance between them, CL, is what we don't know. So we are going to use a particular procedure to find the length of this line segment, CL. CL here represents the height of the trapezium. It's a perpendicular. You can draw any, see here, this one, from here, from C. This is the perpendicular distance between the two parallel sides. These are the two parallel sides. And what you see from C is the perpendicular distance. CL is the perpendicular distance between the two parallel sides. And that is the height of the trapezium. Distance between them is CL. Okay, so that's why we draw CL. And now what is a CE? So I was trying to tell you this. We divide the trapezium into a parallelogram and a triangle. We want to divide this trapezium into one parallelogram and one triangle. So to divide it into one triangle and parallelogram, we need to take up this construction. Through C, we're going to draw a line CE, which is parallel to DA. That's all. This will do our job. Through C, draw CE, parallel to DA, That's it. When you do this, now this one is a parallelogram. Now tell me okay, I'll tell you why it is a parallelogram. AECD is a parallelogram. Now tell me how we have divided the trapezium. Tell me the two plane figures which make the trapezium.
Parallelogram and right angle triangle, ma'am.
Name the parallelogram.
ADCL, ma'am.
AD?
CL.
No.
Ma'am, ADCE, ma'am.
ADCE is the parallelogram. And which is the triangle?
Ma'am, CLB is the BLC is the
Use only
right
three
angle triangle.
letters. Use only the vertices.
Ma'am, triangle BLC.
BLC. Wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
No, wrong.
BCE, ma'am.
BCE. BCE is the triangle. And CL is the altitude for the triangle also. CL is the altitude of the triangle. CL is the altitude to the side BE in triangle BCE. So we have one parallelogram AECD and triangle BCE. Children, I think it will take some more time. I'll need about 10 minutes to finish this. So we'll take it up in the next class on Wednesday. Let's wind up the session here. I thought I can finish it. That's why I started at 1:10, but now it's going on. It'll take some more time, children. So let's wind up. We'll continue the class on Wednesday. So today I shall be enabling about, I think 3 to 4 MCQ tests from the chapter statistics. It will be open till Wednesday, before your class on Wednesday. Please finish it before the class on Wednesday. You don't have to do any preparation, children. If you have understood statistics in the class, then you should be able to do it. No subjective questions, only objective. It's not about finding mean, finding median, just objective questions. Yeah.
Ma'am?
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
When will this be enabled? The timing, ma'am.
1 second.
Time.